Hi, my name is Ryan Pearson, Athletic Performance Specialist at Miami Valley South Hospital.
And I'm Cody Lucas. I'm an athletic trainer at Miami Valley Hospital South at Greenview High School.
We just want to take a little bit of time today, make a couple videos to show you guys some basic exercises that we can do at home during this difficult time, being unable to get out and go to a gym.
These exercises are intended for healthy individuals without injuries. They are to be done to an as tolerated point, to the point that you feel comfortable. Do not overstress or put yourself in any uncomfortable positions. We'll start our exercises with the basic push-up. Ryan is going to model this push-up. So what we want to start with is that our hands are shoulder width, maybe slightly out from your shoulder width apart, and you're going to make sure that you have a nice flat back and flat butt out into a nice stable position with your legs. Ryan's going to go down to the point where he feels comfortable, close to about 90 degrees in his elbows, and then slowly work his way up. Some of the things that you want to focus on is making sure that you're nice and stable from head to toe, that you take it nice and slow and controlled, and you're not going to be in a position where you're uncomfortable. If this is too much, or it is too much that you cannot handle, we will then progress into some modifications. This starts with the same type of push-ups and the same types of focuses where the knees are now on the ground. Ryan has it in his position where he can bring his ankles and feet up and still go down to the position where he's comfortable. His elbows are about 90 degrees and he works his way up. We're going to still focus on the same cues in which Ryan is going to a position where he's stable. He works his up slowly and in a controlled position. Focus, make sure that you're doing all your cues to make sure that you're breathing throughout this exercise. The last progression, if that is too much, we can take it to wall push-ups as well. Same focus where your hands are slightly outside your shoulder width apart, and he's going to slowly go down to his elbows are about 90 degrees and work his way back up. Our next exercise progression is the sit-up progression. We're going to start with toe touches. Ryan's going to be our example. Ryan's going to lay back. He's going to put his legs straight up in the air and toes high. He's going to go up and touch his toes with his hands and slowly control on the way back. He's once again going to focus on core stability, making sure that he's going to a comfortable pace and slowly come back down to show that he has control. The next progression will be crunches. Ryan's going to bring his knees up, hands behind his head, and he's going to try to come up and once again flex the core, then come back down. A couple of things to focus on with this. We don't want him to create an awkward bend or an uncomfortable bend as he's coming up. So he's going to try and keep his elbows in line with his head, flex his core, and come back down. The last step in this progression will be the sit-up progression. For this, you're going to want somebody to create a stable position for your feet. If you have a partner, you can have somebody standing on your toes, hopefully not too heavy. Or if you can put the feet on the wall to create stability, that would be just fine. Ryan's going to work his way up, hands across his chest, and work his way back down. One of the things to focus on with this is the hands being across their chest. If we put our hands behind our neck during this exercise, a lot of times we can get in bad habits of creating an awkward bend and putting our back in a bad position. So he's going to focus on his core being stable, his back being nice and straight as he slowly comes up. And our next exercise progression is a squat or lower body weight exercise progression. We're going to start with the sit to stand. Ryan's in a seated position where his seat puts him at about a 90-degree angle where his knees, ankles, and hips are. He's going to come into a standing position from there. And then he's going to slowly come back down in a controlled position where he's sitting back down on his chair. Some of the things to focus on with this. Note Ryan's knee position. We don't want our knees coming inside our toes or outside our toes. We don't want them coming over our toes. We want to focus our knees to our toes in a nice stable position as he comes up. One other thing to note, he does not let his shoulders drop or his chest collapse. He keeps his shoulder nice and big, he shows off his chest, and he comes all the way up. Once again, we're making sure that he only comes to a comfortable position as tolerated. From there, we're going to progress without the chair to our air squat position. Ryan's going to do the same thing where he goes down, tries to get to the point where his hips are low and close to his knee level. Once again, his focus is going to be his knees do not come in or out or over his toes. One of the things that Ryan does a great job of is he makes sure that he hinges his hips. So that means that he disassociates and makes sure that he does not bend over so his chest does not collapse. Once again, he's making sure that he's in a comfortable, stable position. Lastly, we go into our step lunge progression. Once again, Ryan's going to focus on his knees as he steps out, Make sure his knee does not come inside his toe, outside his toe, or over his toe. He's going to come down to the point where he's comfortable of dropping his backside knee towards the ground. He's going to keep his chest high, his shoulders back as he pushes himself back into a nice knee. These are some basic exercises that you can do at home with no equipment needed, using your body weight and things that you have around the house.
So with these exercises, we do want to start with a rep and a progression scheme. So what we want to do is do these exercises 2 to 3 times a week, starting with doing 2 sets of 10 repetitions. Once that gets easy, move it to 3 sets of 10 repetitions. And once that is easy, you can add repetitions to each of those sets.